Hey everybody, Odess here with the Access Control Executive Brief, and welcome to the first podcast that we're doing. And for this one, for non-members, I'm giving you the entire Brief 88 that went out to members. Moving forward, the idea for non-members will be you'll get an abbreviated version of the content that we create, and if you want the entire extended version, you'll need to become a member. You can become a member online. We'd love to have you be part of that community as well. But if you don't, that's okay too. We'd love having you part of our community on LinkedIn and what we see in person at activations that we do all over the globe. So with that, I bring you Brief 88, a little bit of an overview of what we're doing this year and what we're thinking about when it comes to content creation, our company, and what to expect in 2025. Thank you very much. Hey everyone, Odess here with the Access Control Collective, and thank you all very much for being a member of the Access Control Executive Brief. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to go over Brief 88, which happens to be the first of 2025 and also happens to be the first that we're doing as a video and podcast. Let's get into it. For 2025, I'm taking a different approach. Rather than setting traditional resolutions, I'm outlining clear intentions for what we will and won't pursue. This shift reflects my commitment to myself and my family to embrace and enjoy the journey ahead, not just focus on improving. Below, I'll share our strategic direction for the year as of January 1st, 2025. As we enter our third year, despite statistics showing that 50% of the companies fail at this stage, I feel confident. This stat doesn't drive me. It comes from you, our community, this great industry, the value we create, the families who rely on us, and the untapped opportunities in front of us. While others are walling off their content and imploding, we see a chance to expand, share more, and build a lasting media company. Yes, a media company. Here's why I use the words media company. Most people don't know who or what we are. They know us through the air, interactions with the company, or frankly with me. But our vision is to become a significant player in the media industry, providing valuable content and insights. I want to share that vision with you. Truth is, it's taken some time. What started as a reboot of Group 337 after a short stint at Latch, and side note, I often get asked, was it worth it? Yes. Knowing what I know now, I'd go back and do it again. Would I do it again now? No. I'm thrilled where we are and don't see the need to chase an exit anymore. In fact, I don't chase much these days. It's far more freeing for me now, whether it's age, my situation, experience, where we are with Access Control Executive Brief, or a mix of everything. I'm done chasing and comfortable with who I am and what we're doing. It's a great feeling. I'm happy to share with anyone who wants to hear more about it. Am I complacent? No. Don't confuse comfort with complacency. I have plenty to do and want plenty more. When I launched the Access Control Executive Brief, there was something of a plan, but not a big one. I knew there was still a need for content analysis, business consultancy in the access control industry. Perhaps even a bigger need this time. There was a global opportunity. I wanted to travel, write, and get paid for it. I wanted to work with Hillary again. I also wanted to do a show. In the end, it was all about me, my thoughts, insights, me, and then you. In year one, we were right, by most accounts. It was a good year. In year two, I knew the opportunity was even larger. And my wife and I realized I had two speeds, off and full steam ahead. I'm not built for a lifestyle business, at least not at this point in my life, though I do see an ice cream shop in my future, just not right now. I wanted to go big, but not necessarily in terms of people. So we said, F it, and just go do it. So we did. I want to focus on a global access control market while moving beyond technical aspects to bring more meaningful content to the market. We can synthesize trends, business changes, and market dynamics impacting our industry. We knew others wanted it and needed content as well, so we built, and we did. My LinkedIn has essentially become an industry information distribution channel versus my resume, and I'm good with that. The Slack channel is a wealth of information and even better, a rich community. ACS went global and brought 8 months of content and information to the market in a way that I'm proud of. We've helped countless people and companies tell their stories. Our YouTube channel is just getting started. With the amount of content we're creating, I'm confident it will become an essential resource for our industry. And the market seemed to get it. It always was a lot about me, but even more about you. I liked that trend. By all accounts, year two was exponentially better than year one. It gives me confidence that if we work harder and smarter, Year 3 is when we can build something lasting that goes beyond me and how people have defined us. Your support and engagement are crucial to our continued success, and we are committed to providing you with valuable content and resources. The realization hit me during a run while listening to a podcast. Actually, two. The 2023 Deal Book Recap and an interview with Alex Cooper from 2024 Deal Book Show. In that discussion, they discussed how personalities redefine what media looks like. The landscape has shifted from traditional television, news reporting, advertising, websites, magazines, both digital and print, with advertisements, anonymous posting, and blogs. What was now happening was personalities, thought leaders, influencers, and short and long form content mixed with online and offline, combining creativity and information to deliver rich content. Those personalities were also starting to branch out beyond themselves and begin to produce for others. Remember that this is in addition to their own stories, writing, and activations. This is not instead of. And it dawned on me. Later, when Hillary and I met in person and asked ourselves, what are we building? The answer became crystal clear. We are building a modern digital-first media company. I'm here for it and believe the security market is too. Like many modern digital-first media companies built around a personality or a thought leader or an influencer, what scales is expanding beyond that person and the information they produce, like my brief, move into in-person activations like ACS, and include sponsored content like marketing. And even more, they start producing for others. We didn't realize it or know what to call it, but we were already well on our way to building a media company. And that's what's in store for 2025. We'll continue to develop what has gotten us here, making it even better, more polished, insightful, and engaging. We're going to push boundaries. We'll continue to focus on my thought leadership under the Access Control Executive Brief, expand my content development on LinkedIn and YouTube, activate in-person events like ACS, ACMA, and partner with shows like ISC, TSC, Intersect, and brands also. And at the same time, take what we've learned and start producing for others. That's what the Access Control Collective is about. It's more than me. It's more than access control, even though the name can be confusing, I know. But I look at the other areas in security as access control adjacent, and I like that view, so it works. It's a collection of fixtures, personalities, information, and more. While access control will always be our foundation, we will extend into adjacent areas like video, finance, and verticals. I just won't be in front of the camera, the mic, or the pen. I'll be behind it with Hillary. We will be working methodically with experts in those areas to bring you the same level of content and information you've come to expect from us. My goal in 2025, to become the most relevant and productive media company in the global security sector with the leading personalities, analysts, analysis, information, content, and community. One you can trust, one that's informative and fun, one that makes you think and feel good. It uplifts the industry, one that expands beyond the technical beeps and bops, but digs into the nooks and crannies of the industry, one that is global, one that is beyond me. It brings you relevant information about how you want, where you want, with the people you want to hear from. Ultimately, you'll be the judge, but I like our chances. As you can imagine, there is much more to come on this, which will be coming soon over the next weeks and months. I'm excited about this and think there's no better time, there's no better team, partners, and community to do it than this one. Below are some thoughts on what I wanted to share with you on what we will and won't be doing in 2025. Let me know what you think. I'm always open to ideas, pushback, suggestions. Thank you for all your support, partnership, and friendship. And here's to an excellent 2025. P.S. I am sure some of you may have forwarded this, but please do it sparingly and encourage others to sign up. Thank you. What to expect in 2025. Key focus areas. I'm sharing these for two reasons. Number one, transparency, and number two, accountability. Let me know if any of these points spark excitement, confusion, or other reactions in you. First up, doing the things we want to do, like to do, plus the market wants, even if it doesn't know it yet, mixed with what asked to do. This principle has guided our business from day one. When people ask, why don't you do all of physical security? The answer is simple. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. More importantly, I don't want to. I prefer focusing on what excites me, what I enjoy doing, and what we believe the market wants, even if they don't know it yet. However, While I may not want to do everything ourselves, we're open to partnering to replicate our access control success across video surveillance and other security sectors. And we will be doing that. More on that below. Number 2, continue to fail in 2025 and treat each failure as a step forward. I know the adage, but stick with me for a second so I can explain why this is relevant to us. Being in perpetual motion, having high risk tolerance, and not falling in love with every idea gives us the freedom to launch, assess, and invest in what works or cut what doesn't. While I've had bosses in the past, one in particular who was the worst boss I could say I've had, and it only lasted a year and 10 months, who saw this appetite as negative, we have turned it into our advantage. With every attempt, we learn and can trace the threads of failed ideas into our successful ideas. Take ACS alerts. We thought the industry needed an email-based press release service. While that might still be true, we discovered that my LinkedIn page served the purpose better, so we pivoted, applied what we learned there, and redirected our efforts. I'm confident we'll launch 1 or 2 ideas that fail in 2025, and I'm excited to see which ones they'll be, because we know each attempt turns the knob of progress. I'd rather die trying than not try at all. Number 3, I will prioritize meaningful travel and maximize impact at each destination. In the first year of Access Control Executive Brief, I went everywhere, mostly on my own, to prove something to everyone. Last year, I went everywhere I was asked, and those trips, although meaningful, were typically short in and outs. I wish I could have spent more time at each stop. This year, I plan to go where I'm needed and spend more time there. Plus, my kids are 13 and 11. My wife and I are in our late to mid 40s, and I'd like to be home more. Call it a midlife crisis, I don't know, but I want to live with them a bit more versus the lousy air on airplanes. Expand our content reach through multimedia channels. If ACS taught us anything, it would mean that we could get a lot out of a single day. However, being active and being productive are 2 different things. I'm determined to get more value production from what we create, starting with these briefs. In 2025, we'll be releasing a companion podcast like this with every written brief. I tried using an AI tool called Play.hd, but it wasn't ready for prime time. So I'm returning to tried and true podcasts and YouTube video content. I will use my voice. Following current trends, members will get full access while we produce shorter versions for non-members. I will also go deeper into the audio and video versions as I reflect on the why, give more context, and even mix in more opinions. Next up, we'll get more people in front versus me. In the introduction to number 1, I mentioned while we may not want to do everything ourselves, we're open to partnering with others to replicate access control success across video surveillance and other security sectors. Here's what we're going to do. We've identified and started to engage with 4 other personalities and thought leaders that span the security sector. They have the knowledge, time, and permission to write and create from a point of credibility in their domain. We will work with them to produce and distribute their content via writing, video, audio, and in person. We will systematically roll this out over 2025 to make sure we don't overwhelm you or us. Next up, we're going to turn the ACS into a global must-see brand. Year 1 was the Show Me show, where we proved we could get the right people in the room, the right topics on stage, and make it omni-channel. Year 2 was the It's Not a Fluke and We Can Do It Globally show, where we expanded to Zurich and flexed the global muscles while continuing the value Year 1 brought. What's in store for Year 3? The plan is to make it more like a TED Talk platform web summit of our industry, featuring not just manufacturers, executives, but deep thinkers. We'll continue to expand globally, bringing in more end users, practitioners, and security adjacent perspectives from all walks of the industry. This isn't just about trends or talking heads. This is about the subconscious of our industry, and we want to bring that to market. We're going to continue to be chaotic. I believe controlled chaos breeds success. While the approach doesn't suit everyone, it energizes us, especially me. Moving slowly or doing less creates anxiety for me. After years of being told by managers, one in particular, to stop chasing yellow bouncing balls, I finally embraced chaos as my strength. I thrive on this dynamic energy, what makes us unique in the market, and I'm done apologizing for it. Expect more of it. But we're going to be more predictable. In Year 1, we forced ourselves on the scene. We also experimented. We built things and then asked people to participate. Now, our membership continues to grow month over month. We know the shows we will be at, the shows we will put on, the activations we're going to do, the schedule of content being created, partnerships, partnered, and we work hard in October to December on engaging with brands to have a good idea of what's ahead throughout the year. We've left room for experimentation, ideation, and ongoing engagements, but we'll be able to bring some predictability to help everyone with scheduling. We're also going to be building stronger relationships with end users, integrators, and distributors. Every year I'm told what you are talking about here, whether it's a geo, a vertical, a part of the business, but you don't know about this, whether it's a geo, a vertical, or a part of the business. Grounded in zero truth, but it motivates me every year to elevate my game and prove people wrong. The first year was, you don't know much about the European marketplace and all you talk about is North America. So I spent a lot of time and happy to argue my understanding of outside of North America. This year, I heard a lot about my knowledge on the channel and end user. Given my background in engagements and community, this is hilarious, but it's game on. Next, we're going to give back more to the industry. In 2025, we're focusing on two key areas where we believe we can add meaningful value. Number one, addressing our industry's number one challenge, which is talent. We will help recruit and upskill technicians globally through the Foundation for Advancement Security Talent, FAST. It's a 501c3 organization created by ESA and SIA to promote careers in the physical security technology industry. Number two, supporting and providing a platform for global startups, an often overlooked but crucial need in our industry. We will achieve this through the Member Accelerated Performance Program, MAP, at the Security Industry Association. It's an honor to be asked by Don Erickson, CEO, to join Rob Leidick lead the program in 2025 promises to be a banner year, and I'm thrilled to get started. I look forward to connecting with you, all online and in person. Thank you for being so supportive, and here's to your success this year. Please let us know if we can help you and your company in any way. A couple quick reminders in upcoming Q1 2025 events. First off, join our community conversation on Slack. It's built into the membership, and it's another way to learn, share, and network. If you want me to visit your company, present at your event, cover your company's rich history and future direction, give a keynote at your sales kickoff, or moderate a panel at your channel partner event, I'd love to learn about your organization, network with your team, and share insights. So let's discuss how we can make that happen. As for our events, we've got Intersect. The agenda for the Thought Leadership Pavilion is live. We will be in Dubai on January 14th and 16th with 10 partner companies: Alert Enterprise, Elatech, Wavelinks, Galaxy Systems, HID, Autech, SwiftConnect, Corwasoft, Intel, RealSense, and Siemens. Badge Pass partner events coming up called Badge Up. I'll be presenting at their first annual event on February 24th through 26th in Nashville, Tennessee, and I can't wait. We've got the ACMA coming up, our first event focused on the financial sector, including banking, corporate development, venture capital, private equity, and the startup scale-up community. The event will be Tuesday, March 4th from 8 to 12 at the Houlihan Lokey offices in New York. Confirmed speakers are Mike Morabito from Houlihan Lokey, Tim Moxon, the Senior VP of Corporate Development and Strategy at HID. We got Jabi, who's the Business Strategy and Corporate Development Lead at Salto Systems, Michael Levenberg, Partner at LLA Partners, Sachin, the Investor at Triton Partners, Robert Shevitz, Managing Director at Aegis Capital Partners, and Bernard Mahl, CEO and co-founder at Keezy. Plus, we got a lot more. West, we got a bunch coming. We'll have more info soon, but we'll keep you posted, but just know we got a lot. The security event, it's held on April 8th through the 10th, 2025 at NAC Birmingham, UK, the largest show in the UK. We're bringing back the X Forum, and it's shaping up to be an epic event again. Plus, we'll be hosting our first industry event, Happy Hour, called Industry Night, where we'll bring together 100 of your closest industry friends for a night of fun and networking, and it's in partnership with Right Crowd, Wavelinks, and Acre Security. RSVP with Hillary to attend. And lastly, ACS 25. The Access Control Summit is a prestigious global event held once a year that brings together executives, thought leaders, and industry professionals from access control, smart lock, and broader sectors. It serves as a platform for sharing insights, discussing trends, and exploring future opportunities. May 28th through 29th, it's in San Sebastian. The city hosts a Salto ecosystem, and we can't wait. And lastly, I've got the Focus 10 Index. This is a story by Tony Dong with the end of 2024 updates in Reconstitution, as written by Tony Dong. 2024 was a strong one for the access control industry, marked by significant deal activity, particularly in mergers and acquisitions. One standout example, ASSA ABLOY, which made headlines with its strategic moves. With the close of the year, it's time to assess how the ACEB Focus 10 Index performed against industry benchmarks and reconstitute the index to reflect on the evolving landscape. For a quick recap, the ACEB Focus 10 Index is an equally weighted portfolio of 10 companies that Lee and his team have identified as critical players in the access control sector. These are businesses with global influence spanning various verticals from physical and digital security to identity management. The index captures the pulse of the dynamic industry, offering a snapshot of its key contributors. Here's how the index fared this year and what changes are coming in its composition. So the index performance, year to date as of December 19, 2024, the ACEB Focus 10 Index underperformed significantly, delivering a total return of 4.35%. By comparison, the S&P 500 posted a robust 26.36% return, while the S&P 500 industrial sector returned 19.34% over the same period. The index also showed higher volatility with a standard deviation of 16.35% compared to 12.53% for the S&P 500 and 13.72% for the S&P 500 industrials. Unsurprisingly, this translated into poor risk-adjusted performance. The ACEB Focus 10 recorded a sharp ratio of 0.27, lagging behind the S&P 500's 1.53 and the industrials 0.99. Two key detractors, both microcap stocks, weighed on the index's performance. First up was Indentiv. Its shares tumbled 54.28% year to date. The company faced ongoing revenue challenges and shrinking margins, compounded by high stock-based compensation that inflated operating expenses. As a result, Identiv's net loss per share widened from 17 cents in the prior year to 40 cents. SmartRent, down 47.07% year to date. SmartRent continued to struggle with achieving positive profitability. Additionally, its dwindling cash position, driven by high negative operating cash flow, raised concerns about its financial health. While these detractors dragged on returns, the Reconstitution process aims to address underperformance by recalibrating the index to better reflect evolving market dynamics. Reconstitution. Launched last year, the ACEB Focus 10 Index has served as a trial to identify effective strategies and areas for improvement. A key aspect under the review is the equal weighting criterion. The intent of this was to promote visibility of emerging players by featuring newer, smaller companies alongside established giants, providing a comprehensive view of the market. However, this approach actually led to higher drawdowns and increased volatility due to an overweighted of microcap companies, which also hindered the performance of more successful firms. However, we elected to keep the equal weight methodology and instead reconstitute the index to ensure a higher weighted towards mid and large caps and filter out microcaps while retaining some small caps. This retains the spirit of the rule while making it more practical. Current holdings: Allegion, Dormakaba, ACEB, Indentiv, Honeywell, SmartRent, Newmark Security, Napco Security Technologies, Motorola, Alarm.com Holdings. The adjustments based on insights gained were removing the following three companies: Newmark, SmartRent, and Indentiv. These companies have experienced significant drawdowns. For instance, SmartRent and Indentiv would require nearly 100% gain to break even, making the recovery prospects challenging. Moving forward, the index will maintain equal weighting, but will now implement a $1 billion market capitalization threshold. Companies often achieve greater profitability under surpassing this milestone. While this change might reduce the likelihood of identifying high-growth moonshots, the index's primary intent is to serve as a straightforward barometer of industry performance. This adjustment ensures broad representation across the sector, captures technological advancements, and aims for improved risk adjustment returns. Replacing the removed companies will be JCI, Johnson Controls, a global leader in access control solutions offering a comprehensive range of products and services established of all sizes; ADT, a prominent provider of electronic security and alarm monitoring services, including advanced access control systems for businesses; and Zebra Technology Corporation, specializes in innovative digital solutions, including scan engines and QR code functionalities for access control applications. These adjustments are designed to enhance the index's stability and performance, aligning it more closely with industry standards and investor expectations. Please note that these changes won't happen and be set in stone until January. As always, we encourage our members to share their thoughts and suggestions. Your insights play a vital role in shaping the ACEB Focus 10 Index to ensure it continues to reflect the evolving dynamics of the access control industry. Let us know what you think. Thank you all very much for reading and listening and watching. I look forward to the next one. This is Odess with the Access Control Executive Brief. Thank you.